Welcome to AFL.com.au. We're here with Demon High Flyer Jeremy Howe. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Now we're here to talk about your high marking. Just interested in what the secret is behind your aerial prowess.
It's not much of a secret really, I suppose. Marking's always been a bit of a strength of mine as growing up as a kid and that, and I suppose, I don't know if I just managed to jump that little bit higher than most people, but I suppose that's just, it's lucky for me, I guess.
Can you ever remember taking your first mark or first high mark?
Oh, can't really remember. Oh, it's hard to say, but it would have been, running around for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks underage at some stage, which was good.
So you grew up in Dodgers Ferry in Tasmania. It would have been hard, I'd imagine, to find anyone who would want to stand up your end during a game of kick to kick.
Yeah, no, the guys back home, they generally, they don't mind. It's a bit of a laugh for them, and but no, they weren't too bad. Most of them just took in turns of being the bloke in front, which was pretty good for me.
Now, I'm sorry to raise this, but I saw some YouTube footage of you playing for Hobart, and you've got the blonde hair. Was that to attract the recruiters, or?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. That was just that was my hair probably at its worst. It's not something I'll hang my hat on. That's for sure. So I don't reckon I'll be going that bad ever again.
All right, we'll move on from the hair. Now, you've taken a series of spectacular marks this year. What do you rate as your best mark so far this season?
The best one this year, I suppose, would be the one against Sydney, I reckon. So that was, I thought that was not too bad, but I jumped up a little bit too early and didn't think I was going to hold on to it, but he managed to almost hold me up there himself, so that wasn't too bad.
Can you take us through the buzz you get when you're sort of mid-air, or is there any sense of a buzz?
Oh, I suppose you know when you're a little bit higher than normal, but I suppose it all happens pretty quick and you don't really get too much of a chance to think about it. It just happens, so it's all over pretty quick.
Do you think that Sydney mark's the best mark you've taken so far in your career?
Yeah, that'd be definitely up there. I suppose when I played for Hobart, I took a couple, one with that disgusting blonde hair, but I try not to think about that because it just brings back memories of my hair. So. But I reckon the one against Sydney for sure.
Well, it's definitely not in the Warwick Kappa category. In terms of great marks of all time, what's your favourite mark that you can remember as a kid or any time watching the footy?
I suppose always watching the footy, I suppose you watch Russell Robertson and that, always jumping at the ball and stuff. But, back when I was a real youngster, you always watch the highlights of Gary Ablett and all those kind of guys. And, it's just great to watch, just watching them jump at the ball. So, it's always a good thrill to be able to watch that, and just lucky enough to grab a few myself. So,
when you can you identify one specifically that you rate as your favourite mark? I
reckon it was only last year. I thought Andrew Walker's grab was probably one of the best that I've seen, or I witnessed on telly. So I thought, that was probably one of the best I've watched.
There's been some famous Melbourne marks as well. Jeff Farmer over Gary Lyon and Sean Smith over Gary Lyon, and a series of Russell Robertson marks.
Yeah.
Which one do you rate as the best of those Melbourne highlights?
I'd probably have to give it to Sean Smith. I was lucky enough to do a segment with DTV with him and Robbo, so that was great fun, and I'd have to give it to Sean.
And one of your teammates is another high flyer, Mitch Clark. Do you think he needs to work on his landing at all, and do you give him any advice around that?
He's probably one that tends to flip upside down a fair bit, and I tend to just try to get out of his way now because he's taken me out a couple of times. And look, I can't tell him how to land, but I just avoid getting in his way now because he's kneed me in the back of the head a couple of times now, so I just avoid him.
Look, Jeremy, thanks a lot for thrilling the crowds this year so far. It's been great to watch, and good luck for the rest of the season.
No worries at all. Thanks very much.